They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We have such sights to show you.
Who's laughing now?
I'll drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. I'm the nightmare you ever had. I am your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
They're here.
They're here indeed. How's everyone doing tonight? We've got a bit fuller of a house. Not like the TV show, but better.
Hi, guys. Hello.
Well, just in case you guys didn't realize, we've got a new lady over here. We got Miss Bree. Yeah. Yeah, I had to think about it too before I started pointing in a direction. I was going to point to Freddie. And I don't see his munched up fucking hamburger helper face. So.
Well, I've got Sean back here if you guys want to check him out.
There you go.
Yeah.
I so wish I could play his theme music right now.
Oh, yes. Classic.
Hey, Gregory.
No, I'm sexy.
Hey, Desi. And hey, Timothy. I think I saw Timothy's name.
Timothy's there too. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us on an inaugural episode, technically. We have an alien queen amongst us. How are you doing tonight?
I am excellent. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I've seen tons of the episodes and I love the vibe, and everything you guys do is right up my alley. So as soon as the APB went out that was like, hey, we need a new cast member, I was like me. So I'm really excited to be here with you guys tonight, and I'm looking forward to chatting with everybody watching too. So if you've got some good questions, thank you. If you've got some good questions for me, I'm in the hot seat. I'm ready.
It's great to have you. I guess this is kind of like a get to know you. So anybody that has questions out there for Miss Bree, go ahead and put them in the comments, and she'll be more than happy to answer them for you.
Of course. Within reason. But we'll see how it goes.
It is the internet. Can't control them. But what I can do is say, we need to start the show off with our tradition, and we've got to get a would, a you, a rather going.
Okay. Would you rather learn a new language or learn a new skill? Pretty easy tonight. I personally want to learn a new language because, I don't know, English is cool, but it'd be nice to go travel somewhere and be able to speak the language. And
I'm going to get a black and white picture of you, Lauren, and I'm going to have that as your quote. English is cool.
English is cool, but...
yeah. I think I'm with you, Lauren, for sure. I'm sorry, excuse me.
No, go ahead.
I think I'm with you, Lauren. I think I would probably like to learn a new language. One of my really good friends is a coda, so she's really fluent with sign language, and just watching her speak with her hands, I'm just mesmerized by it. I think it's so beautiful. So I'm looking into learning that, and I'm really excited to learn it. So I think probably other languages would be cool, because I feel like I feel like more and more people know English. Like I have a really good friend in Germany, and he says everybody speaks English here. Like it's like not, you have to like go out into the country, you know. But that's just one person's impression. But yeah, I think I would rather learn a new language. As far as skills, I'm pretty cool. So
got these. I haven't got skills that kills, so it's all good.
I think I would say a new skill because I've learned several languages, but I mix them up and then I've forgotten a lot of them because I don't have anybody to speak the languages with. So like I only remember parts of the languages. Like I learned Swedish for a little while. I learned Russian, which I really don't know any more Russian at all. I did a little bit of sign language, but I know basically the alphabet and how to say twat waffle. That's
important. You need that one.
Right? Yeah, so I think I would say a new skill. So, because languages, I'd have to have somebody else to speak it with. So,
that's a good point. I will give you that one. I would love to say skill, but I probably should know Spanish sooner or later. So my family will stop making fun of me. I'm gonna have to go with Spanish. You know, new language it is.
No, don't do Spanish because then it's not as fun talking shit to you and you just not knowing what I say. It's like, huh? Frank, what'd she say to me?
I actually, Joe, what are you saying right now? Go ahead. What's up? I can mute you whenever I want. Still have the power.
She can still flip you off. That's a universal language.
I just did twat waffle. There you go.
All right, guys. So I see a couple of them in there. Definitely some new languages. Apparently, Joe speaks Klingon. Frankie says.
Forehead. It gives it away.
Yeah. Klingon. That's tough. That's a tough one because there's no root languages in Klingon. It's just all.
And I'm not a good warrior, so you know I'd be a disgrace to the entire race. It's bad.
But you've only mastered Klingon if you can do a pretty good death howl. So
no Klingon for me.
When you step on a Lego, I think that's pretty close.
That's exactly it. Yep, I think so.
And Richard says, "I know uno más cerveza, por favor." So that's all. What do you need?
That's all you need to know.
That gets you where you need to go. Yep.
And Desiree speaks German. Very nice. Language of love right there. You know, no one knows that. It's true. And Richard, though, he would actually pick a skill, though. He wants one to pay the bills. Get that, you know, little extra income from something you enjoy does not hurt.
He wants to be able to put his legs behind his head.
Gotta pay the bill.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, we are going to get into this in just a second. I think maybe we could dive into the questions then if you guys are cool with that. Because I threw a list out, and I have them right here. I'm going to be good and pull them up. I'm going to read top to bottom. But if you guys want to add any questions in, let us know in the comments, and we'll get this going. As a refresher, I'm going to start, Bree, with you with each of these, and then Lauren and Joe, if you guys want to throw yours in again, because we haven't done this in a while. This will be a refresher, basically.
Okay, cool. Ready.
So the first one, it's very simple, very straightforward. A couple of your favorite horror movies.
Oh gosh. Oh, so many. When it comes to me liking horror movies, I mean, we all like the OG traditional ones, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Chucky, you know, all of those legacy classics that we like. Honestly, one of my very, very favorites, just because I love Hellraiser. Absolutely love Hellraiser. And I think it's just because I've read Clive Barker's Hellbound Heart, which is what Hellraiser is based off of. And I think what made me fall more in love with the movies, because I saw them when I was a kid and I was like, oh, these are scary, but I like it, you know. But after reading the book, I was just like, this guy's imagination was just all over the place. And I just love the design of the Cenobites. I think they just look, I don't know, it's just so wicked and diabolical, you know, just looking at them. And then just kind of figuring out, like, what were you into? Like, why do you have like a, you know what I mean? Like just their design and the way that they look. But then I also like horror movies that aren't like stereotypically scary, like movies that like don't. It's not necessarily a slasher film. It's not necessarily a creature feature. I like stuff that's more psychological, like stuff that like messes with you, where you think about it for days afterwards, and you're like, oh, like what if that? Like I really love dystopian movies for that reason, because it's like, what if that really happened? Like, is that really? You know, like I get clowned for this sometimes, but I really, really love I Am Legend. I think that's a great movie. That's kind of a sleeper hit too. Like that one is kind of old because it's got Will Smith in it, but at the same time, it's like, wait a minute though, like look at what happened here. Like the scope of that, like the whole world died, you know, like and what would happen, and then the people that lived are now like these intense zombie vampire creatures, and you're like, what's going on? Like, you know, it's just. This one isn't technically considered a horror movie, but it's one of those movies where I got enough of a spook out of it, where it was like, I've seen it. I'm never going to watch it again. Like, I'm good. I'm good off that movie. I'm good. But have you guys seen that movie, Mother?
Yes.
Oh,
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I had such a visceral reaction watching that movie. Like, I'm not going to give any spoilers to people out there that are watching that haven't seen it, but there's like parts in that movie where I was like, I had to get up off my couch and like pace my living room while I was watching it, because I was just like, it was like so intense. So
yeah. So
there's so many more, but those are like the big ones for me. Yeah.
I like it. I like it very much. No, I don't like Sharknado, Frankie. No, terrible. Joe, do you want to take this one next?
I would say, you know, and I agree, you know, you got to go kind of the classics. Texas Chainsaw was always one of my favorites, like in the Tales from the Crypt movies. And I agree with Derek as well. Thanksgiving. That movie was fucking hilarious. I fucking love that movie. And damn, I just had another one in my head that I just watched not too long ago. Damn it, I lost it. But it was, damn it, why can't I think of what it was? Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's my brain. Popcorn.
Well, maybe Lauren will have it in hers. And Lauren, what about yours? What would you pick?
Oh, honestly, you guys know my favorites are the Chucky movies. I don't know why I'm just so obsessed with them. I don't know, just the typical like somewhat possessed doll kind of movie, you know, mixed with like serial killer. I don't know. It's really cool. Those are my favorite ones. Specifically, The Bride of Chucky is my favorite. So.
That was so much. It was fun. It was a lot of fun too. I liked that. Yeah. Did you see the trailer for the new series though?
Yes, and I'm excited. I can't wait to see it.
I think that's going to be good stuff. Frankie says, if you don't compare the new Child's Play to the original, it's pretty good on its own. I kind of agree with that. It took a whole different turn on the whole thing. I thought the acting was really good. They were good. All around, very nice.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I had to get used to the new Chucky though. Like for some reason, I was so used to like his old mug that when we saw the new one and he was so like clean and like had a facelift and like I was like, and then the voice was different. I mean, no shade to Mark Hamill, like at all whatsoever. But you know, just going from Brad Dourif to Hamill, I'm like, it's so different. I don't know. I don't know if I can get into it.
Definitely different. And yeah, he looked like he had an Instagram filter the entire time.
Yeah, like he was so smooth. I don't know. Plastic has come a long way, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably silicone at this point.
Yeah.
It looks like
I love a good like demon possession movie too. Those are always great for me. Even if they're bad, they're so good. I love a good, you know, like possession of, oh God, there's been so many, like Emily Rose and that person and this person. You know, they're, even if they're terrible, I still love them because there's so much. Yeah.
There was one, The Taking of Deborah something.
Taking of Deborah Logan.
Logan, thank you. Oh my goodness.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's actually one of the better ones. Yeah.
That scene where she's just eating that girl like a friggin' snake. I'm sorry, I'm like giving it away, but you watch it and you're going to enjoy the entire thing because it's a different take on that idea, and what they think is causing the possession is completely clinical, and they have a great idea. Wonderful movie. Wonderful. I think it's on Netflix still or Hulu. If not, I'll figure out exactly what stream.
I think Shudder has it.
Shudder,
Shudder's
yes.
got a
Okay.
lot.
Shudder's great, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so cheap. I'm surprised.
It's great. And it's great. It's good price. Not $20 like the other ones are starting to creep up too. It's just,
and there's something for everybody on there. Whatever like niche horror everybody likes, it's there. There's something there for you.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. I'm trying to click on this other comment so we can read it. Chucky chills with us every night in the Dolphin Spencer's. That's awesome.
Nice.
Love it. That kind of actually answers the next question I had, which was about goodness, why did my questions disappear on me? Get over here. Favorite horror monster. What do you call it? I think Chucky's definitely up there. I know he's not really a monster, but still definitely good. Lazy Buddha, New Girl.
I might know that guy.
I think so. Oh my goodness! But I guess Freddy from Greg, and then the Cenobites obviously are friggin' terrifying and awesome at the same time.
Yeah,
I like the werewolf. Werewolf is always like I like the Universal monsters. Like Frankenstein and the werewolf have always been like my favorite, hands down. I think they're very underrated. They're underplayed, which is kind of a good thing because I would not want to see them beat into the fucking ground like the Mummy and the vampires and all that other stuff. Kind of like the Invisible Man too. They didn't really do a whole lot with the Invisible Man, so it is nice when they randomly pop up with one because it's like, oh, thank God. This is like a little refreshing right now because it's not going to sparkle, hopefully. And, and I haven't seen this like every fucking summer for the past 20 years.
Right.
But I really appreciate and love the Universal monsters.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, we had Dracula here.
Yeah.
What do you call it? He Who Walks Behind the Rose from Children of the Corn. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Yeah,
these
that
are
one
great
too.
ones. Yeah.
Creature from the Black Lagoon was always like oddly pretty to me. Like there was something elegant about the fact that, he had like did you guys see Shape of Water? That was like kind of like, it's just so, he's pretty. Like, I don't know what it is. I think because he's like a swimmer, he's got like that elegance of like, I don't know.
He's like, I'm fabulous, bitches.
He is. With his gills, he's just got like that look, and he's got like that profile with the,
It's pretty true.
Looks almost a little too human.
Yeah.
But it's still dope.
Oh no, yeah, definitely agree. Yeah, a little eerily human, but at the same time, I mean, that was kind of the movie. It really fit.
Human.
Yeah.
It's cool. Pretty.
I
like vampires. I don't know. I like the Van Helsing vampires.
Oh. Yeah.
Van Helsing vampires. They're so beautiful and so creepy, and they've got the weird gray, dead-looking skin. Oh, it's really cool.
I like a good vampire. I think my favorite kinds of vampires are like the 30 Days of Night vampires that are just like,
shit.
They're just brutal and they don't give a fuck and they're gonna eat you and there's no talking to them. There's no like trying to reason. It's not romantic. Like again, no Shade of Twilight or like Interview or anything like that. But they're just animals, and and they're sharks. They're just I like that. I like that. Just that brutality in a vampire. I'm like, more of this, please. More of that.
Scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah. Oh man, I did not know about the comics beforehand. It was one of those things like the movie came first. And
yeah.
Both are wonderful. Both are awesome.
Yeah, they're great. The art in the comics. That's like one of the main things that drew me to it because it's so messy that it like just gives it more of that brutality. You know what I mean? Like there's no really, there's cohesive lines and pictures. Like you can definitely see what's going on, but the color is just like willy-nilly all over the place and just splatter and it's so good. It's great.
I thought those movies, like to me, not those because there's just one, but that kind of, it made more sense because they're out in the middle of like Alaska There's nothing out there. They have, it is complete darkness for, X amount of time. No contact really with anybody. Maybe that would be perfect for vampires. Just go and just savagely rip apart people, and no one will fucking know. It's great. It's like it made so much sense. I'm like, oh my god, this is great.
Yeah, I think even the leader of the group, the main guy, I think he even says, he's like, why didn't we think of this years ago? Like, why didn't we come here forever? Like, why are we traveling the world in this creepy boat? Like, we could have been here the whole time. But I guess you'd run out of people. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
You'd run out of food pretty quick.
That's when you start putting ads out for the fishing boats.
Yeah. Come work in Alaska. It's fun. It's fine.
Yeah, king crab.
Sure. Yeah.
Deadliest catch has a new meaning.
Very good. Yes. Yeah.
Frankie's jumping the gun. Frankie's jumping the gun with this question, so I'm going to save this question for after some of these other ones I have. But the next one goes into what I would consider both real. All right, I'm going to say that right now. But what do you prefer talking about, paranormal or extraterrestrial?
Extraterrestrial, I think, because it's starting to become more and more real for us. I mean, well, yeah, I guess paranormal. I don't know. That's kind of a hit or miss, but at this point, everybody knows that extraterrestrials are coming.
I think they've always been here. Just nobody wants to fucking listen.
It's true.
No, I agree. I think they've been here for like a while. Maybe they come and go. They just kind of come and they check in and they check stuff out, and they're like, "Yeah, this still isn't good, so we're gonna go." And then we'll come back.
They're still fucking up. Let's come back later.
Right, yeah. They're just, it's all going to shit. We'll just come back when it's all done, and then we'll see. But yeah, I think they've been here. I'm totally convinced that we've all probably met one and we have no idea, because maybe they're just that good at, Plus, I mean, humans as a whole, we're pretty, when it comes to being smart.
I was an alien for a very long time, but then the proper definition is undocumented. So I'm just kidding. That was not true.
We got you. Now you're good. Now you can pay your taxes.
I always have. Richard says, "Isn't extraterrestrial paranormal?" That is another whole line of thought right there that we go into for days. Yeah, the whole.
I didn't even think about that.
I don't even know how to start that conversation right now. That is a deep one. But there's that whole theory.
Rank!
Jeez, dude.
Oh, Francisco, stop it!
They're watching movies in the background too, like violent. You can hear them like.
Frank's just trying to get attention right now because Miguel's not answering his fucking question or not asking his question. So he's like, "You're gonna pay attention to me."
Oh no, that's the next one I have right here because that's a good one. Best season of American Horror Story.
Coven for me, or the Murder House. It's a tie.
See, I have a theory about American Horror Story, and I don't know. This is just for me. I've told a couple other people about it, and they kind of agree.
Right.
But I feel like every other season of that show is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the first season was like groundbreaking, and everybody was obsessed with it, and everybody was watching it. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like second season, they were like, okay, so first season was really good. And so they got a little bit overexcited with their writing, and they were like throwing everything into the second season. And then third season, of course, so every other season, I don't know, for the best one, everybody hated Apocalypse, but I kind of liked it. I thought it was good. It was definitely different. Yeah, I know.
It's too political.
It is.
Way too political.
It is.
Like, we're here for entertainment, not for
like Cult too. Cult and Apocalypse were like super.
I thought Apocalypse was better than Cult. I mean, I'm not saying that Cult was crap, but I thought Apocalypse was better than that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I thought Freak Show was the best one.
I think a lot of people don't care for. I liked Hotel actually because I liked.
Hotel was good.
I liked it. Yeah. Well, I think the only season I didn't really care for was Roanoke. The other ones I enjoyed at least.
I didn't finish
Trash.
I didn't finish that one or the 1984 one. I just can't get in. I can't get into the camper slasher shit. Like, that never interested me. So I lost interest. I mean, I tried so hard. I'm an 80s baby. I tried really hard, and I just could not get past like the second episode. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and watch Freak Show.
Freak Show was fun, but I think there's gonna be. I thought Dandy was the hero that got snuffed out at the end. I love Dandy. Thought he was the perfect crazy person.
Dandy was just cute, so I don't care.
Is he?
He was spoiled and shit. I don't care, but he was just so cute.
Yeah, I think when I was watching Apocalypse, maybe the reason I liked it so much is that the newer guy that they brought in with the blonde hair, he was in I can't think of his name right now, but he was like the Antichrist guy.
Oh, Cody Fern, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, I think that's why I like Apocalypse. I was like, I'm not really like attracted to this guy, but like I can't stop looking at him because he's just so like he's pretty. He's so pretty. Yeah. And then he had like great makeup, like really low key, subtle like highlighter in Apocalypse and stuff. Like this really, dreamy, just very. And then his hair, I know, and his long blonde hair that was so voluminous and just like I'm like, how do you look so good? It's the Apocalypse. Like this is like why are you guys all dressed so nice? Like I don't.
Where are you getting these steam cleaners from to clean your clothes?
Right, you guys all look like you're like steampunk Victorian era dresses, and the men in their suits.
The Illuminati issues this shit beforehand. They're like, "This is what we're doing."
Right.
These are the things you get.
Right. Right.
Oh man! All right. We'll go back to some of these questions I've got. So, a couple of the true crime things that I always like to talk about is. I'm gonna give you two to choose from here. Is between cults and just serial killers. Which one kind of sparks the interest more in your book?
Honestly, I've written a couple of research papers about cults, just kind of dissecting them, how in the world they ever work. Like what kind of people they look for, what kind of people they prey on, essentially, to get them to like fall in line and come into their group. But honestly, I think like just looking at serial killers from just a psychological perspective, it reminds us that like there are parts of our brain that like we don't even know about. For me, I think about like some of these serial killers that do like horribly intense, graphic, mutilating like kind of murders. It's like, where does that fit into your brain to think that, yeah, that sounds like a good thing to do? Like, anybody that has, I don't want to knock mental illness or anything like that. Of course not. But what I'm saying is like, back to my original point, it's like, there's so much about our brain that like, we can't even imagine. Like our brains go to such dark places that like, it just blows my mind to just read about what people have done to other people. And it's like, I can't comprehend it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be a bad murderer, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to do that kind of stuff. Cause I'm like, I don't know.
I appreciate that. Actually, I'm glad you would be a bad murderer.
I'm letting everybody know now. That's the thing. Yeah.
I think it's fascinating with the serial killers is that sometimes it's nature, sometimes it's nurture, and sometimes it's a little bit of both.
Right, yeah.
That causes them to do what they do and how they do some of the things that they do or why they do the things that they do. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of like, the people who were it's because of their environment, the way they were raised and treated and things that had happened to them. It kind of makes you think, did they have like a weaker mind? I mean, I guess that's the best way to put it, like a weaker mind. Because some people can go through the same thing and really, they're not really affected by it like that. If that makes sense what I'm saying? Like they can be more of a passive person that just suffers from like PTSD or something, but then like there's just like a little snip or a little snap in their brain that makes them go the complete opposite direction. Yeah. And then just like annihilate people in just most gruesome and horrific ways.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I think that's kind of what I was touching on is just like that snap. Like it's literally like a light bulb that just goes off and they're like, okay, this is and it's hard to comprehend. But cults are interesting too because it's I don't know, when you just get so beguiled by somebody. It's like I'm not the kind of person I've watched so many hours of documentary footage about like Jim Jones and David Koresh and like the famous cult leaders that, unfortunately ended in horrible disaster. But I'm watching these people, and maybe it's because I already know the end game of that cult. Like I already know what happened at the end or why it wasn't successful or what have you. But I'm just watching these people and I'm like, I'm not impressed with this person. Like how can people just look at this person and be like, but that's the whole thing with it. I get it's like the influencer before influencers, you know what I mean? So, but that's just the kind of person I am. But I can definitely understand people out there that would be, quite easily taken by somebody like that. It's like, here, take all my money and I'm going to live in a dirt house and not see my family ever again. I can do that, but,
Lauren, what would you pick? Would you go cult or serial?
I don't know. I honestly like learning about different serial killers because there's also a factor of sorry, I keep rubbing my eye. My contact's really dry. It's really distracting. Because a lot of times with serial killers too, you guys were saying the nature and nurture, and then like environments, and then a switch in your brain. Like it could also be brain injuries. Like how many of these people have brain injuries? Like, and like people are still learning stuff about neurological issues and depression and anxiety and all this stuff. So that stuff is like been really fascinating to me lately.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, all that shit together makes one psycho.
Yeah, it's definitely a domino effect. It's like a lasagna that just builds up and builds and builds and builds.
And not a tasty lasagna either.
No.
It's a frozen lasagna, not a homemade delicious.
Hey, some frozen ones are actually pretty good, man.
Yeah, some frozen ones are
not that bad.
All right, this show's over. You're all kicked out. No, never mind.
Shut up! You don't even like cilantro, Miguel.
Oh, what was that? Huh? Oh, wait. Oh, Bill's gone. Oh no.
Hey.
She left. She got mad.
No, cilantro and frozen lasagnas, trash. Both of them. Saying that's my line in the sand today. That's my hard truth.
Says the guy who eats at John's Incredible Pizza.
Saliva pizza.
I really need another pepperoni and peanuts. Yes, peanut butter pepperoni pizza. Delicious.
That kind of sounds good.
Wow.
So I'm not gonna lie. Peanuts are savory, people.
That's true.
All right, we have Gacy or Bundy in the comments here.
That we like or hate?
Yeah, what do you
not
mean by
like
that?
on like a positive level, but more fascinated with or more disgusted with?
I'll start this one out and I'll go fascinated. I'm more fascinated by Gacy than I am Bundy because just this just sounds terrible, but the attic and the crawl space style and running out of room to put bodies
and living with that smell.
It blows my mind that you would do something so horrendous so much. Like you have a wonderful collection behind you of awesome memorabilia. That's cool. I need to get a storage unit to put more of my cool stuff. This guy's like, man, I could really use like a second bedroom for all my dead boys. This would just be wonderful.
It's like hoarding. It's like hoarding. It's like, they're mine. I found them. Look at that.
Oh no, sorry. He meant John Wayne versus Bundy. Oh,
Al Bundy.
yeah.
Every day, Al Bundy. No, ma'am.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Ugh. But yeah, I can't fathom that at all. And even studying and learning in documentaries or interviews and different podcasts, I still don't quite get how that happens. It still does not click in my own head.
Yeah. I think the thing with Gacy with me is that I grew up in Illinois for a big part of my life, and where he lived was real close to where I lived. It was just a couple of towns over. So, I mean, granted, he was on his thing, years before I was born and lived there. But at the same time, literally in my backyard is like where this happened. And whenever we sort of look at these horrible murderers, like sometimes we get comforted in the fact like that was like across the country. That was in a completely different, a completely different state, far, far away from me. And then, when I learned more about Gacy, because I always knew who he was, like by his face, like I recognized who that guy was. But then when I read more and I realized that's less than 15 minutes away from where I grew up. Like I could have passed that property any day of the week, just driving to the grocery store or something, and had no idea. And then it felt like it had nothing to do with me, but it's one of those things where it's like it feels really close to home, and you're just like, oh, that's right in my backyard. Like you think these things can't touch you, but it was literally like right there.
And plus, all those people of the kids and stuff, I'm sure some of their family members are still alive today in that town and living there and still living with, the loss and all of that. So I can't imagine how that vibe must feel.
Yeah.
Well, the like good news is there's never been any serial killers in California. I mean, never anything bad happens here.
Our taxes are good.
Never any cults built here. There's no crime. We're good. We're good.
No crime, no
amazing.
homelessness.
Just sun, surf, and sand. That's what we got going on here.
It's just great. It's fantastic. There's Disneyland, and it's just
to a lesser extent Legoland.
Oh sure.
Oh yeah, we have Legoland, huh?
Knott's Berry Farm.
Right. You've got Universal with the Harry Potter thing. It's fun.
That'll be as awesome.
It's fine.
Oh my goodness. And then we'll go to Richard's here. This is probably the one for the ages right here. This is probably the most debated topic on Capitol Hill or by scholars, by men of religion and science alike. The Noid versus Hamburglar. I'm gonna go Hamburglar because he never quit. All right, he didn't go away.
Noid never quit. They fucking took his ass out. He never quit.
Do you guys know why the Noid was taken away for a while?
Because of your face?
No,
your ham bullshit.
There was an armed robbery at a pizza place by a guy whose name was Noid.
Yeah.
His last name was Noid, and he threatened to kill everyone there. And they didn't give him any money, but he walked away with a pizza. And it was during the campaign of the Noid, towards obviously the end of it. And they were like, well, maybe we just stop using that name for a while.
It's not the Noid's fault. He's making a comeback. Him and the fucking Cool Spot, man. Although 7-Up is gross, so whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, that's
I don't know. Hamburglar, I just didn't like I don't like his face. He's just, I don't know. He's got the Noid just aesthetically looks cool because he's like this little bouncy dude that's just gonna roll up on you. He just wants your pizza, Hamburglar was if Hamburglar came up to me, I'd be like, go away.
Yeah, fucking creeper alert.
Right. But if the Noid just jumped up on my table and was like, I just want your pizza. I can't do the Noid voice. But if he just jumped up and was like, I want your pizza, I'd be like, here you go. I'd give him a piece just because he looks goofy,
Well, that's fair. You share with the Noid. You shoo the Hamburger away.
That's all he wants.
You can have my pepperoni though.
Just peel them off, and then here you go. You can have the crust.
Little scrap.
Yeah, have a little scrap. I'm not getting my whole pizza. That's my pizza.
This is actually a good one here from Richard. Not serial or cult related, but true crime related. The West Memphis 3. Absolutely fascinating story. Terrible happened to everybody in the entire situation. There's no good that came out of that. They never found out who actually did it. Those guys lost years of their life. It proved that there was a lot of corruption in the area, and that happens not just there, but everywhere, unfortunately. Gosh, that's such a brutal topic.
Yeah. There was some new stuff that just came up recently on that too.
Oh, okay.
The I don't know how familiar you guys are with the story, but the stepdad to one of the boys that was murdered, He was suspected along with another guy. God dang it! I just had this conversation the other day. Tell Frank to turn that shit down. It's bothering
Dude,
his
it's so
distracting. God, thank you. Anyway, Miguel's like, I'm just gonna turn myself off. Oh my God, what was his name? Todd. Oh God, damn it, I forget his name right now. Fucking noise in the background. Anyway, the dad that they were suspecting for like the longest time to have been one of the main suspects actually came up missing out of nowhere, like just a couple weeks back, like gone. They can't find him. They don't know where he went. So, because I think some new stuff had come up as well. Like, they were wanting to go back through some of the evidence, but everything is so fucking botched, like head to toe. That shit is botched. I guess they moved a bunch of stuff to a storage unit, like a C train, and there was a fire in the C train, and it like burned a lot of the stuff. They had lost a bunch of the stuff, and it was like, what the fuck? But they just don't want to be proven wrong. The court system just does not want to be proven wrong, so they're just going to try to wash as much as this as they possibly can. So,
was this the stepdad that was? Oh, she go. When she comes back, I wonder, was this if anybody out there knows anything about what Joe was just talking about, was this the stepdad that in the documentary that was, the main stepdad that was like always?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's
the show. He's missing.
I think so. I think that's the one. That's
the one that was putting on a show, and then like later on realized I was completely wrong, and I'm so sorry. And
yeah, it was because it's just terrible. But I think that's the one we're talking about. That's the same guy. Ooh.
Well, that's interesting. I remember watching that series. I think when I was a teenager, I caught it on one of those free, because I grew up living in apartments, and when you have apartment cable, HBO does like the free weekend or whatever. And I think I stayed up real late one night, and they played them all like back to back. I remember watching that series when I was a teenager, and I knew like from the gate, I was like, these kids didn't do anything. Like they have nothing. This is just because it was Satanic Panic and hysteria. And I think that case actually is what sparked that, or like popped that all off, was these poor little boys that got murdered. But yeah, I'm like, these kids, they couldn't, because they listened to Metallica. Like really? Yeah. I mean, come on. Just the brutality of what happened to those poor little boys. I'm like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe some teen boys have it in them to do that, but I'm like, not like that. I don't think so.
There was a case here in Bakersfield where several daycare workers were arrested, and they lost collectively, I think it was like 100 years of their life during the Satanic Panic. It really swept across in such a brutal way. Those are just two cases. There's quite a few more we can go into, but it does not get any easier for the people just because you tell them, oh yeah, we realized you didn't do anything. Sorry about the last 30 years. No,
their whole life is ruined. It's gone. Like they can't get that back. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it was kind of, I've listened to a couple podcasts about the whole Satanic Panic thing. I'll have to find the names of them, and I'll let you guys know if you're interested. But it was like, what became really apparent to me is that it was like a fad. And it was like, it became really, really popular to condemn people because they're Satanists. And it's like, it's sad that like ruining people's lives became like the cool thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand humans.
It's kind of a reoccurring thing. I mean, like in different angles. I mean, there was the Me Too movement where, all these girls all of a sudden wanted to say, oh, my boyfriend was a pedophile and da-da-da, or this person, that person. You really look down to the details and shit. And it's like, you're full of shit. You're so full of shit. You just want to jump on the bandwagon of it too. And you just want to have that victim card just so you get some kind of weird, sick attention. Yeah. Or, oh, this person said this word. They must be a racist or a bigot or a homophobe. And it's like, what?
Throwing around terms that nobody ever used before for any reason, and now it's like all of a sudden everyone wants to label someone. No, you're right.
Yeah, you know, and it's weird that people want to be a victim of things. It's like being a victim of stuff. I'm a victim of a couple of things, and it sucks. Like, it's not fun. Like, I don't know why anybody wants to like fetishize victimhood.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all. And I mean, there's people out there that have gone through way worse things than like any of us could ever imagine, probably, that still have to live their life. And then, you know, at the same time, when people throw false victim flags up, it's like, well, you're actually speaking over people that are actually hurt and are actually going through something, and you're like minimizing their trauma, which I think is because you want to get likes on Facebook. Like, I don't get it, man. I don't know why that's gross. Cool. It's super gross.
It's gross.
It's super gross. So, I mean,
I will say though that the Me Too movement definitely had more real to it than anything in Satanic Panic.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
which is why, like you guys are saying, there's some people who kind of just hopped on it to be, I don't know, relevant, or they wanted to be the center of attention for a while, and it just buried these people who are actually going through some horrible things, and they finally were like, okay, there's a piece of the population who wants to finally hear my side of the story, feel better about this, and then all of a sudden, there's that virtue signaling group of people who just wanted their part of the pie, and that's just as terrible as anything else.
It's not worse. Yeah.
Frankie's question here: who would play a better murderer in a film? The guy from Napoleon Dynamite or the guy from Superbad, Michael Cera?
Michael Cera.
Yeah, I was gonna say Michael Cera too, because I don't know. Napoleon, I mean, he can dance cool, I guess, but Michael Cera, what was his character's name? It wasn't Seth, it was
I don't remember.
What was his name? Damn it. Anyway, I mean, look, he traveled across town to bring a girl booze. Like, it's pretty cool.
It's Merlot. I know that wasn't his character, but that's the only thing I can think of when I think of that movie. It's not period blood, it's Merlot. Do you want to get Merlot off the pants? He's just randomly asking people just to like make sure everyone knows.
Evan. It was Evan. Yes, thank you.
Evan, that's what it was. There you go.
Some white name, I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like if I was like walking to my car at night down a dark alley and like nobody had any idea who Napoleon Dynamite was, and he would just kind of popped out from behind a corner with just like that slack-jawed blank stare that he does. I don't know. And then if I try to be the hero and be like who are you? What do you want? And he's just like, duh, like that Napoleon voice that he does. I don't know. I'd be a little bit.
But he fought Wolverines.
he had bow staff skills. You're not gonna make it. You gotta run away.
I'm not. Yeah, it's the bow staff. I'm done for. It's over with. And then he just presents me a hand-drawn picture, a hand-drawn portrait.
I like your bangs.
Are you drinking non-fat because you think you're fat?
Because you could drink if you. What did I say? You could drink 2% if you want to.
Yeah, you totally drink 2 or something. I don't know.
I think Richard's trying to poke at me tonight.
What? Corey Feldman or Nicolas Cage? Fine, Joe started off.
Do I have to choose?
I think he's really trying to poke at me tonight because he knows how I feel about these two, and he's constantly bringing this shit up to me.
Honestly, I'm sick of both of them. Well, can they both go away?
I'd rather have Nicolas Cage than Corey Feldman, I will say. Because Corey Feldman's fucking garbage. So, he's a garbage person. Nicolas Cage is just a fucking awkward creep. But Corey Feldman is just a trash person. He's just garbage. So, I would, you know what? This is the only time, get this on record, because it's the only time you will hear it. I pick Nicolas Cage over someone else right now.
People are isolating that sound right now.
Yes, Aaron.
I love Nicolas Cage, okay? The more Cage, the better, all right? Release
Cage.
I do too. I think Nick Cage deserves a lot more than people give him. I mean, and I think honestly, like he enjoys being like, now he's like been pigeonholed as that guy. You know all the stuff that you hear about Nick Cage or whatever. But honestly, I think he deserves a lot more credo than we give him. Because I think I watched something on YouTube about Nick Cage, and I think he said something. He's like, I never wanted to be like the big action guy. He's like, I wanted to just make indie films, and and I think that's what he's doing now in his career, where he's just kind of doing movies that he wants to do because he wants to do them. Like, he doesn't care that it's not like a blockbuster or that the script's kind of stupid or whatever. Like, he doesn't care. Like, he just does them because he's interested in them. And I think, honestly, I've always liked Nick Cage, but I think my love for Nick Cage kind of reignited with Mandy. I don't know if you guys watched Mandy.
I've seen parts of it. It looked pretty like intense.
It's so great. It's so great. Also on Shudder, if you guys have Shudder, whatever. But yeah, I think Mandy kind of like reinstated where it's like this guy's actually the straight dope. Like he's actually, granted he does do cheesy stuff all the time, but I don't know. But I'd certainly be in the Nick Cage camp for sure.
Thank you,
That's
Dan.
crazy, by the way, Dan.
Thank you.
Awesome. That's badass. All right, I've got one more question for you guys. I'm gonna skip a couple of them because we're coming down to the last bit. There's two, but the first one here is a little more a thinking man's game, I think. Zombie apocalypse or robot uprising?
Ooh.
Zombies. I can't deal with robots becoming self-aware. Because then they could be physically stronger than us, smarter than us. I'm scared.
I'm not that smart anyway, so I'm fucked in either situation.
I've always said that, like, if the zombie apocalypse were to happen, I'd get got. So I'm so stupid. Like, I'm like, I know. I'm not very strong physically. I've only ever been in a fight once, and it was when I was a kid. And I think I lost. I'm not afraid to admit that on the internet. I don't care. I mean, I've shot a gun, but yeah, my dumbass would be like looking out the window and I see like a puppy cross the street. And I'm like, oh, we gotta go get the puppy. We gotta go get him. And then as soon as I walked outside, that's, and zombies can be smart. In some movies we've seen smart zombies before. They would use the puppy as bait and I would take it instantaneously. I'm so stupid. But yeah, robots.
If we're talking the World War Z zombies, I'm nope.
I can't do a fast zombie, man. No,
I can't do a fast one. My fat ass isn't going anywhere fast.
That's it. It's over with. I don't know, but as far as like if we're talking like robot uprising, like a Terminator, like Skynet sort of situation,
it's already happening.
It is.
So,
it is.
It's already happening. So.
It is.
Thanks a lot, Elon Musk, you piece of shit.
I was just going to say, I was like, I'm going to say a name, Miss Joe, but I know that you're not a fan of his because I've watched some episodes before and you've mentioned that you dislike Mr. Musk. So I'm like, I don't want to say it. I don't want to trigger, but.
I don't get triggered very easily. So.
No, okay, good. Yeah. No, but I'm like, will you stop? Like, you're just. And then and then talking about, we'll just build robots that can farm for us. I'm like, are you dumb? Like, this is how it happens. This is how it happens.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge fan of like the Matrix series. I actually have a tattoo for.
Oh, nice.
Oh, snap.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if you know a lot of the back lore with the Matrix, but B166ER was like the OG robot that like sparked off the big battle between robots and humans, which eventually led to the creation of the Matrix and all that. So anyway, it's a whole. We'll do that on a different episode, maybe.
Am I to believe then that you're on the robot side?
No. I'm not on the side. It's a reminder to mind your business when it comes to robots, because it's like, hey,
there you go.
She knows what's up, man. She knows what's up. I like this chick.
And if we ever get to the point where we all get privileged enough to have little house bots that can like vacuum for us. Be nice.
Roomba. It's like a baby Rosie from the Jetsons.
Just vacuum your own house. Like, is it that hard? Like, really, just vacuum. Just vacuum it. It's fine.
I'm so tired from watching the Kardashians. I still gotta order Kylie Jenner's lipstick. Siri, order me Kylie Jenner's lipstick.
That makeup sucks. I don't know why anybody bought that. It's trash.
I'm gonna go the
they're
opposite
trash.
though. And if we get house cleaning robots, I'm gonna be very mean to it. I'm gonna show it who's boss right away. Just smack it. So it always remembers in its circuits that I can smack it around.
No, it'll remember to kill you first.
Yeah, because you smacked
Elon
it.
Musk unlocks and gives them complete. When we get like this, oh, I forgot the word already. When we're synchronized with them. Oh my God, why can't I think of the word? I say it every other fucking episode.
Neuralink, I think. Neuralink.
No.
Cyber. I know it's Link.
Cyberkinetics.
It starts with an S. It's like it's
synchronized.
No.
Symbiotic.
No.
Because you talked about the Kardashians, and now you're like,
they're invading my brain.
Well, like, are you? I think you're trying to say spaghetti, and it has nothing to do with this, but yeah.
Damn it, that's gonna bug me now.
Fuck, I'm trying to remember.
I say it like every other freaking episode because
I know.
The only word that's coming to me is sentient, but that's
no. It's like when us and AI are like.
It's not synchronized that you're thinking of?
No, that's another S
oh,
word.
drift compatible. So we can both ride on the robot. We fight the kaijus. No.
What juice?
No, I love a kaiju. Let the kaiju take it all down. I don't care. I'll watch.
You said juice. Oh
better than robots. I think you mean sentient when they're
sentient is like self-aware though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't the word I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the word. I can't think of the word. It's bugging me.
Symbiotic?
No.
Because she means like same, like level, right?
You mean like
yeah, I mean, all those all pretty much mean the same thing, but it's not the word. It's bugging the shit out of me. I'll figure it out later, and it'll be the one word that I put in the group chat.
It'll be as soon as you close your eyes to go to sleep tonight, Miss Joe. It'll
right.
Pop right in.
You're like fucking popcorn. Here we go. There it is.
When we can we like sync with them like iCloud?
Yeah, sure.
Sandwich. Boom.
Yes.
That was it.
I'm hungry now.
That was it. Sandwich. That was it.
Oh yeah, it's not sync, in sync. When you're in sync with the robots and they have good dance moves. When they can serve us, when the robot can serve you in a dance battle, it's over. It's done. All right, we're down.
Sorry, I'm late. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was trying to do this.
It worked for me.
It worked. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry, Joe. I can't think of it. Because they're technically already smarter than us, you know. Like,
I know.
It is what
smarter
it is.
than me, that's for sure.
Sorry,
and they're just laughing at us. I don't know.
They're like, oh, your brain's so compute. Your brain's so compute.
Yeah. I have Alexa at my house, and like I'll just be watching TV by myself, and I'll just look over, and her little ring is like lit up. I'm like, "What are you listening to? I'm not doing anything.
Mind your
Like,
fucking business.
Mind your business, Alexa. Like, leave me alone."
She's just collecting weaknesses.
No, she is. She's just listening and watching me the whole time, and she's just judging me. Judging me while I watch Real Housewives or something. Don't judge me. It's fine.
I would appreciate it if they take over, like at least give me some good snacks and like a hamster wheel style something in my home.
Right.
I could probably be okay with that. I mean, do we really want to run the whole world anyways? Let the robots have it, and then they could fight, the aliens when they come, and then we just kind of watch. We're good at that. We're good at watching stuff.
I don't know. I think they would think we were in the way. Between robots and aliens, I don't know. I think they would be like, they're trash. We can get rid of it. But I think both of them would come to a war treaty, like a peace treaty together, and be like, we both agree humans are trash. So we can do away with that, and then we'll sort out our issues between us.
Man, that sounds too plausible. I don't like it.
I mean, right?
It scares me. But yeah.
Still thinking of that fucking word. It's really bugging me. It's making my head hurt right now.
I'm like trying to look it up. I'm like typing in stuff over here.
It's really bugging me.
S words and robots. Actually, you're gonna get
And
some
it's
really
so-
weird
it's gonna be
results,
so
so don't
stupid.
type that in the computer.
It's gonna be so stupid. It's gonna be so stupid when I think of it. I'm like, really?
And it's probably a word that we might have said, and you're like, no, it's not it.
That's not it. Yeah.
It's not it.
I know I've done that before. Oh. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it for today. I hope you enjoyed this, Bree. It was great having you on, and
Absolutely.
So much. I'm excited.
Yes, me too. I had a great time. Thank you guys for having me, and I hope you guys watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it too.
Absolutely.
Oh, all right. So, guys, we'll be back next Thursday. We're gonna have a new topic for you. We'll have that out. Hopefully, Monday we'll get the word out so you guys know what to look for. Maybe you want to add to the conversation as well. And anything else before we go, guys?
Don't
Check
trust
out-
Alexa.
Comics at Downtown Toys and Comics, 19th L Street, for all of your wonderful collectible needs. It's not this is private collection. This isn't for sale. But if you collect toys, retro games, comics, all stuff nerdy and goofy, got you covered.
Bree's gonna let us know soon where we can start following her.
Yes, absolutely. It's in the works. Hopefully next time I'll have it all ready for you guys if you want to follow me in my crazy, goofy alien queen life.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great night, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.